when you're going through life, I just never thought that I would end up, as a chamber executive in Wallingford. So, always strange twists on how things work out, but it's worked out for the best.
Welcome to the Keeping It Broad podcast, the show that explores the fascinating world of home improvement and renovation. Join hosts James Carlozzi, Tim Pesh, and Mark DeLucia as they share their expertise and insights on the latest trends, products, and their involvement in the industry and community. Let's get into this week's episode.
The local Chamber of Commerce is a business association of over 500 members, from sole proprietorships to large international companies and local nonprofit organizations. Through a full calendar of events and programs, the Chamber supports businesses and community growth, provides legislative, educational, and marketing opportunities to its members. I am Tim Paish, alongside James Carlozzi, and this week we are happy to have Gary Ciarleglio. Let me get this right. Vice President of Sales and Relationship Management.
That's such a great.
For the Greater New Haven and Quinnipiac Chamber of Commerce. Gary, welcome.
Thank you, Tim.
Welcome.
James, good to see you.
Yes.
Well,
that's good.
Right. So we thought we'd do this just to talk a little bit about the chamber and a little bit about you. So, a little bit about you. You're local to Connecticut. Give me a little bit of your story.
Sure.
A little of your story, Gary.
And thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
No problem, Gary.
Always, interacting with South Broad Paint and Home Center and the Chamber of Commerce. It's always a great thing. Yeah, I'm local to Connecticut. I was born and raised in Branford, Connecticut, which is not far from Wallingford, where we are now. Attended college at the University of Rochester in New York. Played football up there. Played football in high school, and part of our league was with the two teams from Wallingford, Sheehan, and Lyman Hall. Yeah. So always had a connection here with Wallingford, being, competing in baseball, football, basketball through the years. But really looking forward to continuing what I do here in New Haven and Wallingford, and talking about the Chamber with many local businesses. And thank you for the great explanation of what the Chamber does. Yeah. Putting on programs and events and promoting and branding. And you guys certainly understand how to do that, obviously with this podcast and all the different promotions you run here at South Broad. So just delighted to be a part of it.
Yeah,
we like to wear a lot of hats, Tim.
We like to wear a lot of hats
here.
And how long have you been with the Chamber? Has it been a while?
I've been with the Chamber. I started here in Wallingford in 2015. So It's going on 8+ years. May 5th of next year will be my 9th year completed at the Chamber of Commerce here in Wallingford. But I've also taken on, about 3 years ago now, a role in the Greater New Haven Chamber. So I really oversee sales for the whole region for both the Greater New Haven and Quinnipiac Chamber of Commerce.
About how many businesses would you say that is?
Combined, that's about 1,200 businesses that are part of our association.
And the best one is South Broad.
1,201, right, James? 1,201. Yeah, great.
And we're sitting in this wonderful little studio you've built here, but we're in the new showroom that you guys have put together. And we cut the ribbon here. Yeah. And some of those, I talked to James, and it's great that when you work with a business like South Broad, and how they not only help people improve their homes, their businesses, because you do both residential and commercial work, but the way you interact with the community, the way you give back to the community. Not every business is like that, but I know it's the core of your DNA of what you do here, and the Chamber just really appreciates what you give to the Chamber, because you do support us on a number of events, and what you give back to the community, because it's not just us, you're giving to other organizations too.
Thank you.
James, maybe you can speak on that a little bit of what South Broad's relationship with the Chamber has meant to us here. Yeah.
Tim, one of the great stories that we like to talk about is before we really even had our first sale, when we were just opening up about 7.5 years ago, we placed a phone call to Gary, said we wanted to join the Chamber, wanted to come down, and how can we be a part of what goes on in our community. We wanted to be, fully ingrained in our community with the Chamber. Yeah. Met with Gary before we sold any one product when we were outfitting, and did the whole program that they offered, sat down and had a good conversation, and then became good friends with Gary, and just led right to a lot of different things that we do. And we love being a part of the chamber. We love having that connection with them and the businesses and people coming to us and asking us our opinions and trying to figure out ways to help and benefit what goes on in our area.
You're very active. South Broad's a very active member in the chamber itself, and has done a lot of sponsorship opportunities, even golf. What are some of the events that there are? Gary or James, is it golf? What is it? What is
golf. We love golfing.
What are some?
We love golfing.
There's a lot of, I don't want to say team building, but there's a lot of interbusiness stuff that happens in these activities, whether it's golf tournament or grand openings. Some of those play a vital role, and I know we've been a part of that.
Yeah, the chamber's a corporate sponsor, here with us in Wallingford.
Yeah.
So when you have a corporate sponsorship, most of the events, their logo will fly at all of our events.
Yeah.
They are a sponsor of our golf tournament. He's going to be the permanent golf towel sponsor. So everyone gets an embroidered golf towel with that logo that you see on his chest is on the towel every year. And he's committed to that. I mean, he likes it. It's what he wants to do. And he said, hey, we're doing this every year. And you definitely have a financial investment. But at the same time, we're trying to promote and bring people here to the location to see what you guys do. Really, the hands-on work that you do. And you guys do amazing work. I mean, even work in my own home, we bought our floors from South Broad Paint.
The BSL, the cherry wood, the BSL cherry wood you got.
The cherry
That's
wood.
Right, yes.
We recently sold this home, and one of the things that came up were how beautiful the floors were.
See that?
We put them in about 4 or 5 years ago, and they're still in terrific condition.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Driving business to business is really what the chamber is all about. What are, I want to say some of the benefits, but what makes a good chamber in your opinion? Not to disparage anything else, but I mean, this is a good chamber we're a part of, and we're grateful to be a part of it.
An engaged and active member base is always a positive because when you do events, you get a good turnout. So that makes a good chamber of commerce. Just a chamber that is really up on some of the digital ways that we can get the information out there. Like we have our own podcast, that we can invite you to be on ours, which Ray Andrews runs.
Definitely.
So we've got to get that set up for you to come onto our podcast. But so having those digital assets to get out there. We're actually doing better with highlight tapes of our events to show people how engaging these events are.
Right.
That's new. That's on our YouTube that we post now, our YouTube channel. Again, just ways to brand and get information out to the public. But
Lots
a
of
good
media
chamber,
outlets.
I want to hear it.
Media outlets.
media outlets. But also a good chamber is just the way that we engage and really, we'd like to talk about 3 areas. So member services, these are some of the events that you do. You're listing with us because you have a listing with us online that'll link out to your website. There's a listing in our printed directory that you're one of the, retail businesses in town. So that's some of the member, like some of our email blasts and ads in our newsletter, our e-newsletter that everybody gets, some of that electronic communication. Those are the member services. But then there's a second piece, economic and workforce development. If you have some challenges finding help, we can help put you in contact with people that can do that. Interesting, we have a dedicated economic development specialist that if you came to us and said, now you had this new area right next to you that you were able to get into, but if you said, hey, Gare, I need to find a new space, we need to leave here, we have a dedicated person that can actually help you, assist you and find that space because she's tied into.
See that? I didn't even know that, Tim.
See
that?
There you go.
See
tied
that?
into all the local commercial realtors. So that's the economic development piece. And then workforce. And then last thing is public policy. We do interact with politicians and we have a lobbyist and we do obviously support pro-business initiative, less regulations, less taxes. I know that's a challenge sometimes in Connecticut. However, we are doing that, and we're going to, fight against the negative stuff and any positive thing. And one big example where the chamber had a great interaction with a company, Velo Airlines. We were very instrumental in getting them into New Haven.
Oh,
awesome.
And look what that's done for the
yeah.
economy. People are flying. 1 million customers have already flown through there. It's creating jobs at the airport. It's creating more taxi service for people to taxi up there because there's not a lot of parking.
Yeah.
So the cascading effect of the businesses that benefit from having that airport and that airline there is just a great thing. And we were involved in that. So
That's awesome.
we feel great about it. So that's how we kind of hit these different areas.
Yeah, I didn't know the chamber was instrumental in getting Avello
Yes.
on the ground or off the air.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
James, I know there's been just an added benefit, or I guess an added benefit of being a part of the chamber is relationships with other local businesses that we have
Sure.
here. We know we have Words on Wood. We've got other businesses that we've been able to be a
Yeah.
part of, and have cross-sold things over to a couple. I mean,
I was asked to help a couple years ago with the Ulbrich Boys and Girls upgrade on
Yeah.
their kitchen that we did.
Yes.
Which I was more than happy to dedicate the time and what I could.
Yeah.
The effort to doing that. I mean, I've done work with Ulbrich Steel, and done some work for them. I mean, it's local businesses helping local business. I'm a local business owner with my partner Mark. We want to shop local. We want to have the local businesses helping each other out. Keep going.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Gary, if someone is interesting, well, let me just put it this way: new business opens up in town, should give you a call.
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Gary loves to talk. He will talk up your business.
First thing, don't worry. That's what the editor is for. Don't worry about
What's
that.
my famous line?
Got to do your job, Gary.
Have I got a story for?
Have I got a deal for
And
you?
he's always got a deal for me. Always a deal for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
all those things we talk about, like the initial business when you start up. We talk about those member services. Part of the member services is a ribbon cutting grand opening. No extra cost. It comes with the membership. We do a press release. It gets into the paper.
Yeah.
So, that's an extra benefit of why people do it. But that's not the only reason why they should do it. They
Yeah.
should do it for all those other reasons too. You need to connect with local businesses, local residents in your community,
Yeah.
and make a difference. And that's what we try to do. But that grand opening and that press release is a good way to get your information out there.
It's a great value, and you've even sent people to us too who may need a floor, might need paint, or whatever it may be.
Yes.
You're an advocate for each business, essentially. You're almost like an outside rep for each.
That's it.
For
Yeah.
each. Gary, we could talk for a long time, and I appreciate you coming to hang out with us. Is there a way to contact you directly, or where do somebody go? If somebody's watching this, how should they
If someone's
contact?
watching, if you have a business or you want to be involved with the chamber, it's quincham.com, QUINNCHAM.com. And it's 203-269-9891. We're right here in South Main Street. We're on the second floor, 50 South Main.
Yeah.
And we're right there, and we're right in the heart of Wallingford, Connecticut. And we're excited to keep growing, and we are growing. And
Sounds like you love what you do.
Yes.
It sounds like you love your clients, and Gary is not only the chamber is not only a friend of South Broad, but Gary, you're a friend to us, and has been for years. And I don't think we would be where we're at if it wasn't for your blood, sweat, and a little bit of tears.
Absolutely.
Just a little bit of tears.
Like I said, Gary loves to talk. He's a great proponent for any business here in the chamber.
Yes. Wallingford's a family, and I think that's a
Yes.
big part of that.
the one thing that's always stuck out really about what you guys have done and why you've been so successful is you had a plan. And if that's the one thing, if you're a new business out there, come, let's develop a plan. We can help you do that. You guys had a plan, you've executed on that plan, and you're just continuing to grow each year.
Gary Ciarleglio, Vice President of Sales and Relationship Management. I want to get that in there for the Chamber of Commerce. Gary, thanks for hanging out with us
Thank
today.
you, Gary. Thank you for
Tim,
coming by.
thank you. Thanks.